Good Monday morning. We are following major breaking news overnight.
One of the nation's busiest airports shut down after a deadly collision on the runway. It is March 23rd. This is today. Breaking news. Chaos at LaGuardia.
Stop.
The airport closed. Hundreds of flights canceled after an Air Canada plane struck a fire truck on the runway. The pilots killed. More than 40 passengers taken to the hospital. Investigators on the scene searching for answers. And we are there live. On the ground, ICE agents now being deployed to airports nationwide amid those growing lines and mounting passenger frustrations.
You cannot be serious right now.
It was 4 hours to get to the plane.
But this morning, key questions about the exact role of those agents, just precisely where they will be, and if their presence will actually speed up security or be a major distraction. We'll have the very latest. Breaking overnight. Intense new fighting across the Middle East. Israel launching a wave of attacks inside Iran. But new this morning, President Trump suddenly postponing his threatened strikes on Iranian power plants just hours before the deadline, saying the U.S. is engaged in, quote, productive conversations aimed at ending the war. A live report from the region. Emotional plea. Savannah and her family sharing a powerful new message as the search for their mother Nancy stretches into an 8th week. Just ahead, what they say could be the key to bringing Nancy home and what's next in the investigation. Wild weather. Those record high temperatures out west set to expand to other parts of the country this week. Meanwhile, in Hawaii, even more rain and a major cleanup underway after the worst flooding there in decades.
Any hands make light work. So that's what we're trying to do today.
We're there live, and Al has the full forecast. All that, plus no roses. The season premiere of The Bachelorette replaced by a rerun of American Idol as the fallout over the hit show's sudden cancellation grows. And how sweet it is.
Garris for three.
Iowa stuns Florida, knocking out the #1 seed and defending champions on a day filled with buzzer beaters in both the men's.
Garland puts it up. St. John's is going to the Sweet 16.
And the women's tournaments. We've got all the highlights on the road to the Final Four today, Monday, March 23rd, 2026.
From NBC News, this is Today with Savannah Guthrie and Craig Melvin. From Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And a very good morning to you. Welcome to Today. Thank you so much for starting your Monday morning with us. Hoda in for Savannah once again as Savannah continues to spend time with her family.
It's a very busy morning, and we want to get right to our top story, that developing tragedy at LaGuardia Airport right here in New York.
Overnight, an Air Canada flight arriving from Montreal collided with a fire truck on the runway. The pilot and co-pilot of that plane were both killed in the crash. Dozens of passengers are being treated for injuries. And this morning, that airport remains closed as the NTSB begins its investigation.
That incident comes as the nation's air travel system is already under immense strain. This morning, ICE agents are arriving at major airports across the country to assist the TSA with some of those long lines facing travelers during the ongoing partial government shutdown.
We have it all covered for you, starting with NBC's Sam Brock, who has made his way to LaGuardia overnight. Sam, good morning.
Craig, Hoda, good morning. This tragedy here involves an incredibly rare sequence of events, guys, where that arriving Air Canada flight actually landed and then hit a Port Authority fire truck that was crossing the runway at the time, actions that would have required clearance for the truck to do that. As we speak right now, that aircraft is sitting on the runway with its nose guys sheared off, the pilot and the co-pilot killed, as many more are injured. This morning, a jarring and fatal collision at New York's LaGuardia Airport. The front of an Air Canada regional jet mangled. The plane tilted up after it crashed with a Port Authority fire truck upon landing Sunday night just before 11:40 p.m., killing the pilot and co-pilot.
Initial numbers indicate that 41 passengers and crew were transported to the hospital. We understand that 32 have been released, but there are also serious injuries. Sadly, the 2 pilots are confirmed deceased, and notifications are being made by Air Canada's care team at this time.
Air traffic controllers appearing to give a Truck 1 clearance to go.
Truck 1 and Company LaGuardia Tower requesting to cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company crossing 4 at Delta.
Before then issuing this command.
Stop, 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 Truck 1, stop, stop, stop.
Emergency crews swarming to the scene, helping passengers evacuate the damaged jet. The aircraft, operated by Air Canada's regional partner Jazz Aviation, flying from Montreal, was carrying 4 crew members and 72 passengers, including 1 unaccompanied minor. Authorities say the plane struck a vehicle headed to provide support to another plane. The major national airport temporarily shut down.
There's been an incident on the field. The airport's closed right now.
As several agencies now investigate how the runway crash could have happened.
This is a very rare occurrence. Rarely do you see airplanes collide with vehicles during the landing rollout. These ground vehicles have lights on them. They're listening to the control tower. They're getting permission to cross the runway.
Now, the earliest LaGuardia Airport could reopen today would be 2 p.m. local time. 500-plus flights have already been canceled. There are also 2 officials familiar with the matter who said that the responding police from the Port Authority guys found a flight attendant strapped in her jump seat outside of the aircraft. We do not have an update on her condition this morning. Craig and Hoda, back to you.
Wow. All right. Sam Brock for us there at LaGuardia. Sam, thank you.
For more on the collision and the investigation, let's bring in NBC's Tom Costello, who covers aviation. Tom, we just heard that experts say it's rare to have something like this. How rare is it, and what are investigators going to do to determine what went wrong here?
Yeah, I can't remember a case, at least in the last 20, 25 years, in which a plane hit a vehicle on the runway and that resulted in a crash. Let's make it very clear. At all times, it is the aircraft that has the priority. It is not the vehicle on the runway, even if it's an emergency vehicle. Now, in this case, this fire engine is run by the Port Authority Police Department, and those are the people who got clearance from the tower to roll out. Now, you heard where this happened. This happened on runway 4 at intersection D, so that's a taxiway. And at that point, this plane should have been near the end of its landing roll. It should have been reducing its speed, and the fire truck should not have been moving at a very fast clip at all. So now for the NTSB and the FAA investigators on the scene, they will need to prioritize a number of events through this investigation. They're going to have to immediately gather all and document all perishable evidence. What does that mean? Perishable evidence literally means anything that could deteriorate in the weather. Then they're going to recover the air traffic control radio traffic with the plane as well as with the fire department. They're going to have the cockpit voice recorder hopefully intact. They'll be listening to that. And then they'll interview air traffic control as well as the Port Authority crew and any surviving crew members from that plane, flight attendants, for example, and passengers about how all of this happened. The NTSB chair, Jennifer Hamady, will be leading this investigation on site there at LaGuardia, but really just a very unusual call. And I think at this early date, there has to be some concern about whether there was a mistake in communication between the tower and the fire department.
Hey, Tom, to that end, help folks understand what kinds of precautions are in place to prevent things like this from happening.
Yeah, it is all about communication, right? You heard the fire crew requesting permission to then cross that runway, and you heard the tower give permission, and then the fire crew reiterated, copy, we're going to be going across the runway. So somehow, even though the fire department, it seems the fire crew did clearly indicate where they were going and got permission to do that, perhaps the controller was not noticing the speed for the Air Canada flight. Let me also make it very clear that in my experience covering aviation crashes for the better part of 25, 30 years or so, it's almost always a chain of events that makes the normal abnormal. In other words, what did we have that was abnormal this night, this instance? Well, you had that fire crew responding to a call from another plane, another crew on a United plane that wanted the fire department to come check out an odor on board that was making people sick. So that became abnormal, right? The fire crew was rushing to that scene, got permission to then cross runway 4, but somehow the breakdown in communication as Air Canada was already coming in pretty fast for that landing. To be very clear here, it is always the responsibility of the vehicles on the tarmac, on the runway, to make way for planes.
All right. Tom Costello. Tom, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Turning now to another major issue at airports all over the country, those extremely long security lines that are only growing by the day. This morning, the Trump administration is now deploying ICE agents to help TSA officers who've been working for weeks without pay during the partial government shutdown and the spring break travel rush. We have 2 reports this morning. We'll start with NBC's Jesse Kirsch. Jesse is at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Jesse, good morning.
Hey, Craig, good morning. We have already seen ICE here this morning, but their impact so far is unclear because look at this. This is the TSA line in Atlanta, and it stretches into baggage claims. Some people tell us they've already been in line for around 2 hours, and if you think that looks bad, come with me. We are now going outside to the drop-off area, and you can see this is still the TSA line. It stretches down the block. Now, President Trump says he has a plan to help ease the headaches.
With the chaotic travel season underway, the spring break rush plagued by TSA delays and eye-popping lines nationwide, now President Trump sending ICE agents to a number of U.S. airports aimed at speeding up the process. Agents already seen at the nation's busiest airport, Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson, this morning. The New York Times reporting that ICE agents are planning to be at 14 airports across the country, according to a document obtained by the Times but not seen by NBC News, ranging from New York area airports to Philadelphia, Chicago, and Houston, as well as Atlanta.
Certainly a highly trained ICE law enforcement officer can cover an exit. Stuff like that relieves that TSA officer to go to screening and to reduce those lines.
The president's border czar, Tom Homan, says ICE will handle security tasks so TSA can focus on its expertise.
Well, ICE isn't trained in x-rays and look at x-rays, see if there's, is something dangerous in that luggage. Well, no kidding, and we're not going to be doing that.
This new strategy comes after scenes like this in New York City, Philadelphia, and Houston.
It's crazy.
This line in Atlanta showing people lined up around midnight for flights leaving this morning. And in New Orleans, lines stretching all the way to the airport's parking garage.
You cannot be serious right now.
With the federal government partially shut down, TSA officers have now been working more than a month without full pay. According to DHS, more than 400 TSA workers have quit since the shutdown began, and thousands more have been calling out. Some lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are skeptical of the president's plan to send in ICE agents.
It's frustrating because it won't be as good as somebody that's trained as a TSA agent. So our airports are not going to be as safe.
Let's be very clear. Sending ICE agents to airports will only delay and lengthen the lines.
And the president's border czar says ICE agents at airports could still be involved in immigration enforcement. Remember, this agency's tactics are at the heart of the debate over this DHS shutdown. And now that same agency is being tasked with helping to mitigate the impacts of that shutdown, Craig. And again, just take a look at this line. It keeps snaking back here. And again, we are nowhere near the actual entrance to the checkpoint, Craig.
Yeah, and it's only 7:13 here. Jesse, thank you.
NBC senior White House correspondent Garrett Haake joins us now. He's got a closer look at the airport chaos and that decision by the president to send in ICE. Garrett, good morning. So what is behind the thinking of this ICE dispatch? Is this just a way to keep the negotiations going?
Well, Hoda, it may well have that effect. You heard some of the skepticism from lawmakers that these ICE agents will be able to meaningfully improve the security situation. In fact, a former acting director of ICE during the Obama administration pointed out that the biggest slowdowns at the airports are in places like running those x-ray machines that ICE agents have no training for. And NBC News polling shows a majority of Americans have a negative view of ICE. They're even less popular among Democrats. So their presence at airports, especially in blue states, certainly appears to be more about expediting action in Congress than in your pre-check line. But while negotiations on reopening the department continued through the weekend on Capitol Hill, last night the president threw yet another wrench into those talks. In an interview, then in a post on social media, he says he doesn't think any deal should be struck with Democrats unless they agree to vote for the Save America Act. That's an unrelated Republican bill that would require proof of citizenship to vote and make a number of other changes to elections. That bill's been stuck in the Senate for weeks. It lacks the 60 votes it needs to pass. The president now linking that bill to DHS funding as a way to try to crank up the pressure for a rule change to get it across that Senate finish line. Hoda?
All right, Garrett Haake for us there in Washington. Garrett, thank you.
We're also following breaking news overnight from the Middle East. Israel expanding strikes on Iran, hitting Tehran during a flurry of new attacks. Meanwhile, Iran is now responding to that threat from President Trump, vowing the U.S. will soon target Iranian power plants if the Strait of Hormuz is not fully reopened. NBC's chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel is in Israel for us once again. Richard, good morning.
Good morning, Craig. I'm on a bus right now, completely destroyed in southern Israel. I'm here because if you look out where the window was, you see some of the buildings that were hit by an Iranian ballistic missile. President Trump now saying he's giving a pause to allow for negotiations just as things were escalating dramatically. This morning, President Trump says the U.S. and Iran are negotiating, announcing he'll pause military strikes on Iranian power plants for 5 days after he'd set a deadline over the weekend demanding that Iran fully open the Strait of Hormuz by tonight or face its power plants being obliterated. Hours before Trump's post, overnight, Israel launched what the Israeli military called a wide-scale wave of strikes targeting Iranian terror regime infrastructure in Tehran. Israel's impatience may have come from this. Whoa! 2 Iranian missiles slipped through Israeli air defenses Saturday, exploding into buildings, wounding more than 100 people. The locations are significant and sensitive, Arad and Dimona. Both are near facilities linked to Israel's unacknowledged but widely known nuclear weapons program. Iran hit them after Israel and the United States targeted Natanz, an Iranian nuclear site. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent on Sunday's Meet the Press.
Just to put a fine point on this, though, is the president in the process of winding down this war or escalating the conflict?
Again, they're not mutually exclusive. Sometimes you have to escalate to de-escalate.
Iran was preparing to escalate as well, threatening before Trump's statement this morning that if power plants are attacked, Iran will, in a retaliatory action, target the power plants of the occupying regime and the power plants of regional countries. Trump, however, did not make any announcement about the several thousand U.S. troops making their way to the region to force open Hormuz and potentially occupy Iranian islands or coasts. Iran this morning says if American troops do that, it will mine the straits, saying the entire Persian Gulf will be practically blocked. There are still many questions that are unanswered. For one, the Iranian military is calling this something of a celebration. They say that this was typical capitulation by President Trump, so them claiming victory. But the Iranian Foreign Ministry, representing the government, is expressing somewhat confusion, saying they weren't involved in these talks. They don't know exactly what President Trump is talking about. So the military, in a way, celebrating victory, the government expressing not concern, but scratching its head somewhat. And there is this outstanding question about the American troops. Are they still coming to the region, or has that changed too?
All right, our chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel for us there in Israel. Richard, thank you.
All right, it is time for our first check of the weather. Just for a second, before we talk about the weather, look who's back.
Look who's back.
You know what? If you need some good news, he's standing right there, okay? Yeah, you're right there.
No pressure.
That's the good
Yikes.
news.
Yikes. Well, it's good to see you guys, and good to see you, too, as well. Again, last night, we go back to last night, look at the radar across LaGuardia. You can see weather was happening. We had heavy showers and thunderstorms pushing through at 11:40 when that incident happened. 45 degrees light rain, visibility about 4 miles, so we're looking at that. We're also continuing to watch what's going on out in Hawaii. Oahu has had more rain than they've had in a month ever. Over 20 inches of rain, additional rain, could trigger some more flash flooding. Here in the Northeast, there's another line of heavy showers and thunderstorms pushing on through. Once this system moves, there's going to be some return flow, a little colder air. So we could be looking at some snowfall amounts of upwards of 6 to 8 inches of snow in parts of upper New England. We're also looking today, record highs out west. We're going to look at that coming up in the next half hour. But we're going to get to your local forecast coming up in the next 30 seconds.
We are back now. Plaza crowd there waving through the rain this morning. Going to get out there and join them in just a bit. Meanwhile, Carson Daly joining the party here in Studio 1A.
Brave souls up there. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We're going to start this half hour with the ongoing search for Nancy Guthrie, now entering its 8th week.
Okay, over the weekend, Savannah's family released a new statement thanking the Tucson community for its ongoing prayers and urging people to continue looking for any new clues. NBC's Liz Kreutz joins us now with the very latest. Hey, Liz, good morning.
Hey, guys, good morning to all of you. In that new statement from the Guthries, they say they're deeply grateful for the outpouring of support and say they believe it really is the people of Tucson and that greater southern Arizona community that will ultimately hold the key to a resolution in this case. Meanwhile, the sheriff tells us that January 11th date initially came to them from Google as the company worked to retrieve Nest camera footage from Nancy's home.
7 weeks now since Nancy Guthrie disappeared, Savannah and her family pleading for renewed attention to their mom's case, saying in a new statement to their Tucson neighbors, someone knows something. It's possible a member of this community has information that they do not even realize is significant. We hope people search their memories, especially around the key timelines of January 31st and the early morning hours of February 1st, as well as the late evening of January 11th. No detail is too small. It may be the key. Up until now, authorities have not said why investigators have been looking for footage from January 11th, but new this morning, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos tells NBC News it's because Google initially told investigators that this surveillance image they retrieved from Nancy's Nest camera of a man at her front door was believed to be from that date. But Nanos says Google later took that back, telling them they could not definitively peg the photo to that day. Neither the FBI nor Google have commented on this timeline. Over the weekend, our NBC affiliate, KVOA News 4 Tucson, aired a moving special about the case, including new details on the impact Nancy's had in their community. Former University of Arizona professor Jacqueline Sharkey says Nancy played a pivotal role in helping save the university's Poison and Drug Information Center, which nearly closed due to budget cuts. She says Nancy helped gather 20,000 signatures sent to the governor.
Thousands of Arizonans have benefited from the Poison Center in the 30 years since Nancy had a major role in leading it.
Nancy's impact reflected in the outpouring of love across the city.
Our hearts are in it, and she's always on our mind.
In that special, the Guthries sharing their ongoing heartache, saying, "We miss our mom with every breath. We want to celebrate her beautiful and courageous life, but we cannot do that until she is brought to a final place of rest."
And also in that statement, the family is asking people in the area to again consult their camera footage, their journal notes, text messages, any observations or conversations that in retrospect may hold significance. And guys, they reiterated their sole focus is on finding Nancy and bringing her home.
All right, Liz Kreutz for us there. Liz, thank you so much.
Let's bring in Tom Winter, NBC's national law enforcement and intelligence correspondent. Tom, of course, has followed this case from the very beginning. First of all, hard to believe it has been more than 7 weeks now. Are authorities any closer, Tom, any closer to solving this case? And do we even know what they're focusing on right now?
Well, yes and no. And the reason why I say yes is because they've had a lot of opportunity here to run down leads. And we knew that they were going to go after a whole group of people that had bought that backpack or maybe bought that vest and bought it from Walmart. You can go through, did somebody pay cash? It might take a little while longer to figure out who that person is. So you've now exhausted a lot of those leads. You can rule a lot of things out. Of course, that pivots to the no part of the conversation, which is that it doesn't appear that at the moment, and based on the fact that the Guthrie family continues to call for somebody from the Tucson area to pick up the phone and make that call, there's $1 million reward in this case. They're hoping that's a game changer for somebody who maybe has a significant other or a spouse that they think could be jammed up in this, that $1 million gets them out of that situation, allows them to pick up the phone and make that call today. That's really where we're at, is that now you're starting to scrounge around for additional leads here and again, hoping for those phone calls.
Savannah and her family were asking people people to look at videos, et cetera, from Ring cameras or just recollection of what happened the night that Nancy went missing. But also, I thought this was very interesting, asking about that date, January 11th. That seemed different from what we've heard before.
Yeah, so the reason why apparently this popped up is that because when Google, remember, they went back onto servers to try to find fragments of video that existed. It wasn't like they just called up Nancy's account and said, oh, here's all the video from the various nights. So there's a bit of a question as to whether or not some of the video that we've seen, and it's this individual without the backpack. You know, you remember, and you're looking at this person here, you remember the person as they approach the door, they've got the backpack on, it's clearly visible. There's a number of different images that we have, but we have this image where the backpack's not on. So is that from a different night? Was it from earlier in that night when the backpack is off? And if it is a different night, is it January 11th or is it some other date? And just because there's so many things we don't know about this case at the moment, that's the reason why this January 11th date has come up. But I think the broader call here is go back and look. Continue to go back and look at those images. And even if you think it's a small detail, still pick up the phone.
So important.
What are some outstanding questions that you still have? I mean, you've been on this since day one. We're entering the 8th week. When you look back at this case, just you with your expertise, what stands out?
Yeah, so Carson, there's kind of multiple schools of thought in law enforcement. The first one, typically, is you let the evidence guide you to where you need to be on a specific crime, to find the person who did it, to get all the details you need to successfully bring a prosecution. There's another school of thought, though, which is that you solve for the motive. If you can figure out why somebody would have wanted to do this, then you might be able to figure out who did this. That's a key component of this investigation. And so what I would like to know is if they've made any progress on the potential motive here. You know, is this some sort of, there's a true crime community, and I'm not talking about the people that order a pizza and watch Dateline on Friday. There are people that are obsessed with crime, and they're part of a movement called nonviolent extremism, and no motive will make sense to most of us because it's not a rational thought. But people in this community go out and try to commit the perfect crime. Could it have been somebody like that tried to go out and do this, and we're looking for the notoriety because obviously Nancy Guthrie is the mother to our colleague, and so that's something that's going to get attention. Is it something like that? Somebody that was seeking attention? That and about 15 other different possibilities come to mind off the top of my head, but I think that is something that they're definitely going to be focused on, is why did somebody do this? And if they can figure that out, they might be able to figure out who actually did it.
Do you believe it'll be solved, Tom?
I still believe this is a solvable crime. You have evidence, you have information. We have an image of the person who they believe is responsible for this walking up to that Ring camera. Even if other people were involved, you know that person was involved. They were there that night. And so I think that's another reason for pleading.
Well, where is this on the timeline? You know, we talk about people who watch these shows. You know, crimes are solved on television within an hour episode. 8 weeks in the eyes of the law. How deep into an investigation is that?
I think it speaks to what this person undertook here. I mean, this is somebody who took care not to have their cell phone pinging in a way that would have been detectable by the teams that do it. You've got no signs of any tire marks. That confounds investigators. No signs of any footprints that were there that were cast that you could try to figure out which direction did this person come from, which of course could be helpful in figuring out was there a vehicle parked nearby, because we don't see a vehicle in the image you're looking at right there. So that just adds, I think, to some of the questions as to who this person is and the steps that they took to solve the crime.
Well, also this idea, Tom, and we've talked about this before, you've covered many high-profile cases like this. Someone talks. You do something like this, presumably at some point you have a conversation that would give you away, no?
I mean, 100%. I was talking with our analyst, Jim Kavanaugh, former special agent in charge of the ATF. He's like, somebody is just not behaving correctly. Somebody missed out that week when Nancy was taken. Somebody didn't go to a pool league. Somebody didn't go to a sporting event, is acting weird around their spouse. Yes, I do believe somebody knows something, and I think that's the reason why you've seen the family, again, urging people from that community. 90% of these types of crimes are solved from nearby where the incident occurred. I think that's important to remember, particularly for the people watching this morning from Tucson.
Tom Winter, thank you.
Tom.
Thanks for everything. And to that end, another reminder, if you have any information that could help in this case, please call the phone number on the screen, 1-800-CALL-FBI. Our hope endures. We'll be right back. And welcome back. This morning on In Depth today, new fallout over the last-minute decision to cancel the newest season of The Bachelorette.
Yeah, it was supposed to debut last night, but was replaced by another show as controversy continues to swirl around the show's Taylor Frankie Paul.
NBC's entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas is here with more. Hey, Chloe.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Great to see you. Instead of another headline-making season for one of television's most successful reality franchises, ABC viewers saw a rerun of American Idol last night. And it's unclear what will air moving forward. But with the show's cancellation likely to cost the network tens of millions of dollars, experts say the repercussions are far from over.
This morning, growing fallout from the Bachelorette cancellation bombshell.
I would be pissed if I was a contestant this season.
Star Taylor Frankie Paul, seen in Utah for the first time over the weekend.
Let me go.
After TMZ published this shocking video showing Paul in a violent fight with her ex Dakota Mortensen in 2023, with her then 5-year-old daughter crying nearby. On Friday, a Utah court granted Mortensen a temporary restraining order against Paul, along with temporary custody of the couple's 2-year-old son, Ever. As billboards promoting the new season were swiftly pulled down.
Bring on the men.
Last night's planned premiere came and went without a single rose handed out after ABC abruptly pulled the plug on the show.
This is a totally unprecedented move. Disney prioritizes a family-friendly image, and it's estimated that this cancelling the season cost nearly $30 million.
Contestant Doug Mason, rumored by Bachelor Nation to be the winner, showing his support for Paul.
I'm just sending out prayers to Taylor because that was her moment, and her moment was blocked.
In a statement last week, a spokesperson for Paul said that she is prioritizing family safety and security right now and preparing to own and share her story.
And right here.
The reality TV star has spoken openly about the 2023 assault and her arrest. But before the video's release, police said last week that they are investigating a separate incident involving the pair from February. And NBC News has learned that soon after, Paul's Secret Lives of Mormon Wives co-stars raised concerns about filming with her, according to audio of a meeting between ABC executives and the cast on March 7th. Several of them referring to, quote, distressing and upsetting video recordings of Paul's alleged conduct. As questions are now swirling about the Bachelorette's franchise's future and possible legal action.
We reached out to Paul Mortensen and ABC for any new comment, but we haven't heard back. A source familiar with the situation tells NBC News that some contestants, they're looking into legal avenues. But the source also says the contestants were called into a virtual meeting last week with producers and lawyers, reminded that they are under 1-year contracts and warned not to speak about the show or risk jeopardizing future opportunities with the network, like Bachelor in Paradise. NBC News has reached out to Warner Brothers, who produces the show, for comment on that meeting. Guys.
All right, Chloe, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Let us get another check of the weather. Mr. Roker is back from vacay.
I like you guys just blew right past that.
Yeah, well. We're really interested in the weather, too.
I bet you are. Yeah, that's kind of hot situation there. We got a hot situation across the country. Winter 2025-26, despite the cold, record cold we have in the Northeast, this is the second warmest winter on record for the lower 48 states. And again, this is right talking about smack dab climate change. 9 states, 420 counties, warmest winter on record from Oregon to Texas. We're talking about across the country, we had over 4,600 daily records and hottest ever March records, over 700 of them. And we're looking at more right through Thursday, from Burbank all the way to Chattanooga down to Galveston. Record highs possible. We're going to be looking at colder than average temperatures from Chicago, Boston, but Charlotte, you're going to be 80 degrees. That's 15 degrees warmer. Lubbock, Texas. Phoenix, almost 20 degrees warmer, coming close to 100. Tucson, more of the same tomorrow, but New York, Raleigh, Jacksonville, all seeing temperatures dip. Over the next few days, though, Reno, you're in the 70s, nice and comfortable. Triple digits, though, in Phoenix. High 90s in El Paso. We move into the Northeast, fairly mild as we make our way from Kansas City, where temperatures on Wednesday, you're at 84. By Friday, 54. Mid-80s in Atlanta, mid-50s here in New York. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. That's your latest weather. By the way, just a little shout out and a get well to our pal Sam Champion over at Good Morning
what
America.
happened?
He had to have a little heart thing. He's had a couple of stents put in, but he's doing great.
Oh, good to know.
On the mend.
Okay, great. Excellent.
Thanks, Uncle. Popstart is on the way. More importantly, JBH also back.
Hi, guys. Okay, if you ever wanted to try something new but thought, I'm a little too old, do we have a man for you to meet? A little morning boost inspiration right after this.
Remember how I said it was such good news that Al was here? Look who else is back.
Al's old news now.
We're all on Jenna now.
Moved on.
Reunited. Okay, you know what they say, it is never too late to try something new. And we want to introduce you to somebody who's embodying that advice. Meet Grandpa George, who took up pottery at 94 years old to challenge himself. Now, at almost 102, George attends classes every Thursday to hone his skills. He's the only man in the group and double the age of the other participants. This video posted by his granddaughter went viral with over 5 million views. One of the top comments read this: imagine starting something in your 90s and then still ending up with a decade of experience. I actually think that's the key, right? To find
keep finding things.
Keep falling in love.
New thing. By the way, it looks like he's pretty doggone good at it.
He's talented.
Thank you. Good boost there. All right, coming up on Popstart, guys, Project Hail Mary blasts off and crushes the box office competition. We're going to take you inside its record-breaking opening weekend. But first, quick check your local news and these messages.
It's 8 o'clock on Today. Coming up, breaking overnight. Deadly collision. An Air Canada jet slamming into a fire truck on a runway at New York's LaGuardia Airport. The pilots killed. More than 40 passengers treated at the hospital. That airport now shut down amid the search for answers. We're there live with the very latest. Then, opening up. Actress Amanda Peet revealing her breast cancer diagnosis in a powerful new essay. Inside her difficult journey and the hope she's now offering to women everywhere. And golden years, we're going to take you inside a new kind of playground popping up across the country.
What's your favorite part about the park?
You know, make me want to dance.
Free public parks designed for older Americans. How they're building fitness and friendship. All that, plus Project Hail Mary's out of this world box office record.
I put the knot in astronaut.
BTS officially back. Today, Monday, March 23rd, 2026.
To celebrate my 60th birthday.
Good morning, Baba. Watching from Danville, Virginia. We love you. Celebrating our 10th anniversary.
Hi, Grandpa.
Back in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin.
It's Larry's birthday.
Today, I'm 70.
Visiting from Monroe, Louisiana. Scottsdale, Arizona. Pineville, Kentucky.
Arlington Heights, Illinois.
And Greenwood, South Carolina. To the Today Show.
We see you, Greenwood, South Carolina. We see all of you out there on the plaza. And this rainy Monday, we're going to figure out exactly what that trophy is celebrating too when we get outside in just a few minutes. Thank you so much for starting your week with us, starting your Monday morning with us. Hoda in for Savannah once again on this Monday. It's a busy morning, so let's get right to your news at 8. We're going to begin with that breaking news overnight. LaGuardia Airport here in New York shut down after a deadly collision on the runway. A passenger jet hitting a fire truck, killing both pilots and injuring dozens of passengers. Let's get the very latest on the breaking news now from NBC's Sam Brock. He's at LaGuardia. Sam, good morning to you once again.
Craig, Hoda, good morning. The NTSB is on scene investigating right now. The FAA has dispatched a team to come and assist in the investigation. And guys, the questions right now are just mounting after a surreal sequence that saw an Air Canada Express plane land just before 11:40 p.m. at LaGuardia last night. And after landing, strike a fire truck from the Port Authority that was crossing that runway to respond to another incident. Now, according to the Port Authority right now, we're still waiting on more details as to what could have catalyzed the sequence of events, but they would have had to have gained clearance. And the sheer strength of the impact was enough to, as you see on your screen right there, shear the nose off of the aircraft. It is sitting on its tail on the runway. That's still where it is right now. The pilot and the co-pilot have both died. 41 people, according to the Port Authority, have been transferred to the hospital or were at the height of this. 32 of them have since been released, but they say there are serious injuries. And according to multiple sources familiar with the investigation, a flight attendant was found, guys, strapped to her jump seat outside of the aircraft. Another source saying that the engines were off and that they were able, responders, to remove passengers safely from a rear exit. All of this happening as the ATC audio that we have reviewed appears to show controllers saying to a Truck 1, you are cleared to cross runway 4, and then seconds later saying stop, stop, stop. At LaGuardia right now, things are closed down. It's not expected to reopen until at the very earliest 2 p.m. Nearly 600 flights so far have been canceled. You already understand certainly the cacophony of issues affecting the country right now, but it is also notable that the FAA is fully funded and that there is nothing going on in terms of staffing for the ATC that would be related to the partial government shutdown that is affecting TSA agents right now at airports nationwide. Craig and Hoda, back to you.
All right, Sam Brock, we'll check in with you in a bit. Sam, thank you.
A major recovery operation is underway in Hawaii after the worst flooding there in decades. A slow-moving storm dumping feet of rain, forcing thousands of people to evacuate. Damage already topping $1 billion. NBC's Steve Patterson joins us from hard-hit Oahu with the latest. Good morning, Steve.
Hoda, good morning to you. We'll start with some good news here. Overnight, Hawaii's governor saying that state offices, most public schools will resume operation this morning. That on top of the fact that major rainfall really across the state has ceased. But because the ground is so saturated, there is always the worry about mudslides triggering that on top of the fact that just look around, residents now left with this mess that was left behind.
This morning, across the state of Hawaii, major cleanup efforts are getting underway. The islands have been battered by weeks of downpours, with some areas soaked with up to 3 inches of rain per hour. This saturated ground triggering flash flooding across parts of the state. Kahului, Maui breaking the record for the wettest March ever, with more than 20 inches of rainfall already this month.
The other house is completely submerged.
Oahu's North Shore, known for its big wave surfing, now a big mess of mud and debris across its beaches. On Friday, thousands of residents were ordered to evacuate due to flash flooding, including big screen star Jason Momoa.
We're safe for now, but there's a lot of people who aren't, so send all our love.
Authorities say more than 230 people were rescued, including some locals who only had seconds to escape the rising waters.
Oh God, okay guys, we gotta go.
Returning home to uninhabitable homes, Sherry Hodge of Oahu was one of them.
We're throwing everything away, starting again.
She's angry about what she calls inadequate warnings.
What happened to us was pretty inexcusable. No sirens, no nothing until like 2 in the morning. That was way too late.
There wasn't sirens as you were
being woken? There was no alert system.
Communities now banding together because it's the island way.
Laulima is the Hawaiian word for many hands make light work. So that's what we're trying to do today.
Is that what this is today?
Absolutely.
And just one more crazy stat to put this rainfall into perspective. On average, for the month of March, Honolulu and Maui sees about 2.5 inches of rain. This month, those areas are expecting to see 7 times that, and the month isn't even over yet. Hoda.
All right, Steve Patterson for us there in Hawaii. Steve, thank you.
Let's turn to March Madness now. A couple of big upsets yesterday, including top-seeded Florida, who, oh, by the way, also the defending national champs, falling to the number 9 seed, Iowa.
Sturks with the catch. Sturks bounce pass to the corner. Fulgaris for 3.
Iowa taking that 1-point lead with about 4 seconds to go. Florida had one more chance to win the game. They couldn't get a shot off. The Hawkeyes win it, move on to the Sweet 16.
Wow. Elsewhere, St. John's is headed to the Sweet 16 for the first time in 27 years. Dylan Darling hit a lay-in at the buzzer as the Red Storm beat Kansas. The score there, 67-65.
Dylan Darling, one of the best names in all of college basketball. Meanwhile, on the women's side, in the women's tournament, Minnesota hitting a jumper just before the buzzer as the Golden Gophers beat Ole Miss by 2. They're also heading to the Sweet 16 for the first time in more than 2 decades.
I mean, you love an upset as long as it's not one of your teams.
As long as it's not right.
Awesome,
right.
yeah.
As long as it doesn't bust your bracket.
Yeah.
Mr. Daly was watching a lot of basketball this week.
I was. Really exciting stuff, guys. All right, we're getting exciting stuff right here coming up in Pop Start, the return of BTS. And that big comeback, it soared to record-breaking heights over the weekend. We'll have all the details on the way.
But first, beloved actress Amanda Peet revealing her breast cancer diagnosis and an emotional essay, what she's sharing, and the important takeaways for millions of women. Coming up right after this. Back now, 8:15 with Your Health. And this morning, we are focusing on breast cancer and a powerful new essay from actress Amanda Peet. The star is sharing her diagnosis and journey for the first time, along with an important message for all women.
Amanda, down the center here.
This morning, actress Amanda Peet is opening up about her personal health battle.
We just stopped getting stared at.
The 54-year-old, your friends and neighbors star, revealing she was diagnosed with breast cancer last fall. Writing in The New Yorker, for many years I've been told that I have dense and busy breasts, not as a compliment, but as a warning that they require extra monitoring. Dense breast tissue occurs in nearly half of all women over the age of 40. It can make breast cancer harder to detect and more likely to develop. Peet says she had routine checkups with her doctor. During a visit in August, her doctor noticed something on her ultrasound and ordered a biopsy. After the procedure, she said that she would walk the sample over to Cedars-Sinai and hand deliver it to pathology. That's when I knew, Peet says. After multiple tests, the mother of 3 found out that she had hormone receptor positive and HER2 negative breast cancer, considered the least aggressive kind of tumor and very treatable, requiring her to have a lumpectomy and radiation. In her essay, Peet also talks about navigating her diagnosis as both of her parents were in hospice and having to tell her children about her cancer. Writing, Molly cried and Frankie, FaceTiming from her college quad, clapped her hand over her mouth and kept it there until she was able to process the excellent portion of the news that it appeared I was stage 1 and was not going to need chemo. Around the beginning of this year, Peet says she received her first clear scan. Her bravery in sharing her story, now a beacon of hope for women everywhere. Joining us now is Dr. Elisa Port, Chief of Breast Surgery for Mount Sinai's Health System. Dr. Port, so happy you're here.
Thank you.
I'm sure a lot of women are looking at this going, do I have dense breasts? They feel different. How does one know?
Sure. I think it's important to distinguish, first of all, dense breasts from lumpy, bumpy, busy breasts. Dense breasts is a categorization you can only make based on a mammogram. You have to have a mammogram to tell you if you have dense breasts because the tissue shows up as whiter and may make it more difficult to see a cancer against that background.
So should you, since it is difficult to see if you do have dense breasts, you know how they always give you the mammogram and then they say, oh, we don't know, let's go get a sonogram.
Sure.
Is there any thought of ever just doing the sonogram as we begin?
In general, Hoda, breast cancers, 80 to 90% of breast cancers are still picked up on a mammogram. Okay. In dense breasts, it could be as low as 60%. So the mammogram is still a very, very important part, and it should be the first test. And then we add ultrasounds in someone with dense breasts to try to close the gap on some of the cancers we might be missing through the mammogram.
I like your optimism when it comes to this field because you're deep in the field, and yet you say most often you get to deliver good news at the end of it.
Yes, listen, no one wants this diagnosis, and I don't wish it on anyone. But breast cancer, and there are many different subtypes of it, is very, very treatable and curable. And there is so much room for optimism based on early detection, as we just talked about, with mammograms and ultrasounds when needed, and also based on newer treatment regimens that are improving survival across the board for all women with breast cancer.
That makes me feel good. Recurrence is something that all women, I'm sure Amanda among them, think about. Sure. What's the likelihood of recurrence?
Sure. So it really depends on the severity of the case. I think it's important to know that with a lumpectomy, which is what the majority of women have for breast cancer, small surgery, the risk of recurrence in that breast is less than 5%. So most women can find that number acceptable, and it's a very low number that they can live with. There is a kind of recurrence where it can come back in the body, but the overall survival rate from breast cancer now for all women overall is about 91%. And so most women will live their lives fully and go on and thrive.
91%. That's a great note to end on. And again, I just want to point out, you have a book out that helps women kind of navigate, and also tell me about the name of that book again.
Sure. So coming out May 15th, but available for pre-order now, is a book called The Breast Advice. It's advice from me, but also advice from other women who've been through it. It's both about breast health, so it will tell you a lot about this breast density story, which testings you should get, even if you don't have breast cancer. And then, of course, how to navigate your journey once you're diagnosed.
Super important.
Thank you.
I really, really appreciate it so much, Dr. Port. And by the way, we do want to mention Amanda Peet will actually be here on Thursday, so we're really looking forward to that conversation. But right now, let's switch gears and get another check of the weather from Mr. Roker. Hey, Al.
Thank you so much, Hoda. We're looking at some morning snow in New England. Much cooler around the Great Lakes, central Mississippi River Valley, and record highs continue out west. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. That's your latest weather. Best time of the morning.
Oh, come on. We're throwing out the couch.
Yeah.
Everybody's back. The gang is all here. Let's get the Pop Star, guys. We're going to start with Saturday Night Live. It's officially landed in the UK. The debut episode followed the same format as ours here on NBC, the Counterpart Show. Got a cold open, a monologue, musical performances, even a weekend update segment. Inaugural host Tina Fey took the stage and explained some of the cultural differences between the two shows.
Here in the UK, you might know me as the teacher from Mean Girls. Or you might remember a long time ago when I played Sarah Palin on SNL US. Or maybe you feel like you recognize me as the lady from the show Veep.
She's great. Congrats to a full successful debut of SNL UK, and it's streaming on Peacock. All right, next up, Ryan Gosling, the actor's latest film, skyrocketing to the top of the box office. Project Hail Mary racked up some out-of-this-world numbers in its opening weekend, bringing in $80 million. It's the largest debut of the year so far. Also marks Amazon MGM's biggest debut in that studio's history, and if that's not enough, it's the second biggest opening for a non-franchise movie, falling just behind Oppenheimer from 2023. Wow. Finally, Chanel, we are looking at you. Got lots of time for this because it's important and we love it. Your new book, Through Mom's Eyes, comes out next month, and we can announce that in order to celebrate that, you're going to do a little book tour. Make some stops across the country. You'll do some stops here in the East Coast in New York and D.C., also Austin, Texas, Tulsa, and, of course, your hometown of Wichita, Kansas on that list. How you feeling?
I think I'm going to cry. I'm looking at each of your faces. Okay, let me not cry. Okay, when I started writing this book, I was so eager to learn from so many of the moms that we admire. Everybody from Steph Curry, Shaq, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Venus and Serena Williams, Lady Gaga, Thomas Rhett, just so many people I admire, dozens more. And yes, we talk about everything from chores, discipline, sibling rivalry, divorce, because my mother's been divorced twice, faith, all of it. But what emerged was a powerful theme of resilience and the importance of being present, not only with your kids, but in your own life. So here's the deal. This was supposed to come out last spring. And the truth is, my husband Uche got really sick while I was writing this, and he pushed me to keep going. So I delayed this for a year after he passed because I wanted to be with him and the kids, but I promised him that I wouldn't give this up. So I thought I would share this picture with you. So these two people believed in me and believed in me most when we talk about this book. So my grandmother, who you guys know I talk about Grandmama all the time, she's a very active character in this book. I just did the reading of it, and she's the last quote in this book. She ended up passing 7 months after Uche. So what I have learned is that motherhood doesn't stop, even in the hard times. And the wisdom in this book brought me comfort. So today, I am moving forward in their honor. I can't wait to hit the road and share with you what I have learned. So make sure you head to today.com for more. We put up all of the cities. I'm going to 9 cities in 8 days. You can pre-order the book, so that way when I come to your city, we can sit down and we can talk about it. But most importantly, I think I thought when I started this in 2020 that it would be oh my gosh, I'm so stressed, there's Cheerios all in the back seat, which it is, but it just is so much more. I remember when I was really low one day, and I was working on the book, and I think I was on the chapter about Wanda Durant, Kevin Durant's mom, and she talked about, not giving up on yourself, and when you look in the mirror, know who you are, or Oracene Price, Venus and Serena's mom. She was a tough cookie.
We're going to have to put the rest on the website.
Yes. Okay. Today.com. Order the book.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. It is 8:30. It's a Monday morning. Can we just give everybody gets camera time? It is rainy. It is chilly. What is happening? They're also helping us celebrate a major publishing milestone for Jenna. Jenna,
you guys,
major.
By the way, look how they put the books in plastic bags.
That way they don't get wet.
I know.
It's a book in a bag.
We are so proud because we are releasing the next book from my imprint, Thousand Voices Books. It is called Beneath by Ariel Sullivan. For those of you who loved her first book, which came out only 6 months ago, Conform. Beneath takes place 200 years before, but it stands entirely on its own. It's a breathtaking dystopian romance that shows how love can grow even in the darkest places. It's about found family, like we got right here, resilience, and what happens when people start to question the rules they've been living by and what cost it is to do so. Beneath is in stores tomorrow, so please pre-order wherever you get your books or head today.com/books for more info.
Oh, I love this. I
mean, the fact that they're in plastic bags is genius. Never get a book wet, okay?
Ever.
Hey, really quickly, I need to introduce you to Carolyn's Dance. Is this Carolyn's Dance? What is it called?
Yeah, Carolyn's Dance Land.
Carolyn's Dance Land. They're in from Louisiana. And look, first place. First place. They won first place in their competition this weekend and wanted to celebrate with us. So thank y'all for coming.
Congratulations, girl.
Chanel used to dance. You should see the video.
She still does.
It's true. By the way, we've got a fun half hour ahead, including Priscilla Thompson down in Houston. Priscilla's on a special playground. Perhaps you can see why it's special. It was built for the senior set.
All right.
While one of those could be popping up in a city near you. We'll have that for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Looks like Uncle Al's basement. All right, guys. Also coming up, get you ready for wedding season with a look at the latest trends for that very special day.
All right, and then coming up on the third hour, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a living legend in Studio 1A. The great Dionne Warwick. That's right. She knows the way to Studio 1A. And she's got a very special new project featuring some other incredible music stars, including one, she might have a bit of a future, Cynthia Erivo.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's going to be good. And then on the fourth hour, we have the Emmy-winning star of the hit series Paradise, our friend Sterling K. Brown.
Oh, yeah.
That's our
Plus the cast of the new movie Pretty Lethal will be here as well.
Season 2 did not disappoint, by the way.
Oh, it did.
Paradise?
It's so good.
Is it so good?
So good?
In ways you're not even expecting.
How good?
It's unbelievable.
So good?
Oh,
All right, now you got to check the weather.
That's
How
right.
good is that?
It's so good. Unfortunately, it's not on NBC, but it's still so good. Anyway, let's show you what we got going on right now for the week ahead. Much colder Great Lakes, Northeast, sunny and seasonal midsection country. Record heat continues in the Southwest. We make our way into Wednesday, still chilly in the Northeast and New England, rain and snow. Moving in the Pacific Northwest, more records out west. And then by Friday, we are looking at a lot of wet weather in the mid-Atlantic states, cooler temperatures, Great Lakes. No relief from the heat in the Southwest, sunny and warm down through the Gulf. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
We're back on this Money Saving Monday. Have you ever been hit with a surprise rental car?
Yes, fee.
You have fee? That's what I meant. Or maybe a bigger than expected hotel or home improvement bill?
Yes. It's important to know you can actually challenge those charges, and in some cases you can take some steps to avoid them altogether. So, here to break down how you can fight for your money, NBC's senior business correspondent, Christine Romans, who also came up with Money Saving Monday.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's start with what Hoda just mentioned, those rental car fees. What happens if you get a rental car fee?
Right. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
And now they have these AI scanners. So they're looking at your car and people are saying they're getting hundreds of dollars in fees sometimes for little scratches and dings that they didn't know were there. So the most important thing here is use your smartphone, take before and after photos, and talk to the attendant. The attendant might be walking around with an iPad taking pictures of the car too. So make sure you point out exactly what looks like it's amiss here so that you can you can combat this in the end. Resolve any of these problems through the rental car company. If you just see some charges, you think, oh, well, I'm not going to pay that. You need to. There's actually something called a do not rent list. You don't want to be on the do not rent list.
That was a thing.
It really is. And you also just don't want to let these things pile up. Don't just think that you can just go to your credit card company and say, I don't want to pay this charge. The rental car company could still send that to collection. So resolve it through the car company. You can prepay for your gas. I like to do that, but make sure that you return it filled where it is. You can also use your own transponder, your own thing for the tolls, your own Easy Pass. I don't like to do this because I've got 3 kids and we've got 5 bags and there might be some golf clubs and I just don't want to be responsible for that one thing. I'll pay a little bit extra not to worry about that. And check with your credit card. If you are using a credit card to rent the car, which most people do, check with your credit card to see if it covers the insurance. Often it does, and then you can just deny all the expensive insurance when you're booking that car. So that's for rental cars. We're talking about hotels. What is really cool about hotels and flights, if you do these, book directly for those. You're going to get the best fares, the best rates if you book direct. And then it's easier to make changes than if you go through a third party. Call the airline to price a flight. Right now, I've been telling everybody to buy your flights for the rest of the year, please, because jet fuel prices have gone up so much. If you book directly with the airline, then if you notice that the flight, you can set an alert as well. If you notice the flight fare has gone down, call the airline and they will reprice that flight for you. Also, we've got a lot of airlines that are cutting flights right now because of high fuel prices. So you might be seeing a lot of change there. Report room problems right away. Don't go to dinner and think, I'm going to come back. No, right away when you check in, make sure you report those problems so you don't get, and ask the hotel for a refund if there are any extra charges there.
Your parenting style's on display whenever you do this. I just want you to know. Okay, what if you get a bigger bill than expected for utilities or for home improvement, stuff like that?
This happens sometimes. Call your utility, your local utility, have them come out and do a test of your meter just to make sure everything is okay. And they should be able to do that pretty expeditiously. If that doesn't happen, file a complaint through the state so you are on, you're on the record that you think that there's a problem with your meter. If you're doing home improvements, I don't know if you guys have ever done home improvements, but when you're working with a contractor, you need to get everything in writing. You need to check all of the math. You need to make sure you don't pay everything all up front so that you have money as a carrot to be able to get them back there and on time doing the work that you need. Get very detailed quotes and make sure there are no big surprises here, because this can be a money pit when you're doing home renovations. And also you can call the local consumer protection office. You can go on your local Facebook marketplace and check for references for who you're working with just to make sure. And I like to call people who are prior clients of contractors, and I always ask this question: what was your biggest complaint? What was the thing that you would want me to know? That's not going to be a deal breaker, but if the contractor's not very good at an invoice, I want to know that ahead of time so I can continue to push them on the invoice.
Really quickly, Christine, before we let you get out of here, and this has happened to me and my wife a few times, missing or damaged packages. What's the recourse there?
And it's happening more than ever here. So the first thing you want to do, if something is damaged, take a picture of the box, take a picture of the item, and call the retailer. Again, your smartphone is your best friend for things like this. If it's missing and you've got a tracking number and it says it was delivered and there's even a picture and it's not there, call the shipping company. You might need to tell them, hey, you put it at the wrong house or you put it at the wrong door. So right away, and again, time is of the essence here. Don't wait too long here. Ask for a refund or replacement. You can file a claim through the shipping company, and you can also dispute through your credit card company. Your credit card is a really powerful tool here. I've done this a few times, not often, because they also know people who are frequent flyers who buy things and then are disputing all the time. But you can say, look, I've got a real problem here. I paid for this item. It didn't come to me. And then that really sends a message to the retailer when they're not getting paid by the credit card company. But you got to fight for your money. A lot of times these small extra charges, you think, oh, it's not worth my time. But it can really add up.
Cool.
Don't just fight for your right to party.
Exactly. You can fight for your right to do that, too.
Fight for your money. Christine, thank you.
All right, coming up next, guys, who says playgrounds are just for kids? We're going to check out the jungle gyms for older Americans now popping up coast to coast, helping people find fitness and community. But first, this is Today on NBC.
And welcome back. Remember those carefree days in the playground as a kid, swinging, jumping, running around?
Well, you still might have some fun to look forward to thanks to a new type of playground that's popping up all across the country.
That's right. NBC's Priscilla Thompson joins us from Houston, where she's getting in touch with her inner child. Hey, Priscilla.
Hey guys, good morning from me and a few of my friends here. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? Woo! They are here working out with me, and while it might look like this is all designed especially for kids, it is actually made for the older in age but young at heart.
Can you do this? Spinning. That's good on that shoulder. We're working that shoulder.
Sliding.
Love it, love it.
And a whole lot of smiling. This is the scene at Great Age Fitness Park in Houston.
All right, bring that hand back over. Take the opposite hand.
Part of a growing trend across the country with parks in every state, from Cincinnati to Sacramento, designed exclusively for seniors.
Movement is the key to living a full life. The moment you start to slow down, everything changes.
This one, the brainchild of Fritz McDonald, amid decades of working as an occupational therapist.
A playground for seniors.
Yes.
Why?
Because I think play is something we begin with in life as children. It's a working society. People let go of hobbies, leisure activities, and then by the time they get to their retirement years, they really have nothing to go to.
These free public spaces are filled with equipment that improve balance and coordination.
Be careful to balance yourself and not to fall.
Work shoulders and hips.
Good, sir. You're working your waist, rotating that waist.
Even the brain.
Now you're going to hear it blinking. Hit that light right there. It's going to test your memory. There you go. That's what you want to do. Hit the colors. There you go. Look at your reaction. It's on time. You're a sharp lady.
Led by one of their own.
We're getting ready to do that warm up and pull yourself in and push out. That's good. Right there.
Program director, 68-year-old Sarah Carruthers.
What does it mean for you to be out here working with all these folks every week?
It's a great way to socialize for me, you know, because I get them excited about what they're doing. Take the right leg, put it back.
She even inspired me to give it a go.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Ladies, how's it feeling?
Oh. You can feel it. Yes.
A push-up and a lunge.
Igniting the knees.
Are y'all feeling it? You feeling it? What's your favorite part about the park?
It energizes me, you know, make me want to dance.
How does it make you feel?
Feel good, feel good. I'm using muscles and things that I don't normally use every day.
At a time when research shows more than a third of U.S. adults over age 50 report feeling lonely and isolated. The parks are about friendship as much as they are staying fit.
Why do you like it?
I love this place because, first of all, I'm with people around my age, and then we can all relate to one another. The same music. If I start singing a song, they all know the lyrics. If I do an old school dance, they all know how to do the dance. And it's just a camaraderie.
You want to show me how this works? Can I give it a whirl? What do I have to do?
Just
turn it?
Yeah.
Okay. I got to get my summer arms ready, too.
You don't have any wings yet.
And guys, I know It looked like a lot of laughs, a lot of fun, but this is tough work. Are y'all tired yet? No. No? Okay. Well, they're not tired. I'm tired, so clearly I need to be here more often. Guys.
Oh, love that.
So that's a great idea.
That's right, especially if you're an older single gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were saying.
Show up at that.
He's no fool. He's no fool.
He's working it out.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Use it or lose it.
All right, guys, coming up next, spring has sprung, and that means wedding season is arriving. We're going to check out the year's hottest new trends, including how AI is changing the game. But first, this is Today on NBC.
We are back. It is 8:51. Weddings, of course, always been a major life milestone, but these days the way couples celebrate changing faster than ever.
Everything from new twists on tradition to artificial intelligence now reshaping the experience. Here to walk us through the hottest trends that'll define the 2026 wedding season, Esther Lee, editorial director of The Knot Worldwide. Esther, it's so good to see you. People are spending money on weddings. That has not changed, right? Aren't the numbers pretty astonishing?
Yeah, absolutely. We are finding that weddings are extremely resilient. Last year in the U.S. alone, more than 2 million couples got married, resulting in $100 billion in spend.
Wait, what?
Yes. And so what this looks like, these are all averages, but what I do want to say about these numbers is that overall, couples are hiring the 13 vendors that are required to execute a wedding.
There are 13 vendors required?
13 vendors, correct. It's your wedding dream team. And we understand that weddings, this whole landscape can be a little bit overwhelming, and that's where The Knot comes in. We help couples be a one-stop shop for all things wedding planning, and then we connect them to their dream team.
Got it.
All right. And you maintain that one of the biggest savers now for couples in terms of time and money, artificial intelligence.
Oh, my.
How so?
Yes, well, indeed, AI is here. We're finding that 1/3 of all couples are now using it minimum. And what they're using it for is research, the early stages of wedding planning. Okay. Listen, the Knot has been around since the days of AOL all the way through to AI. It's actually our 30th anniversary this year. And what we are finding through this is that we just need to meet the couples where they're at. They're using it for inspiration. Some are using it for vows. We wouldn't highly recommend that necessarily. They might all sound the same over time. But we do say, to use it for emails, outreach, the more mundane tasks, the early tasks, and then leave the rest to the humans to help you execute.
One of the 2026 headlines is instead of extravagance when it comes to a wedding, couples are choosing experience, which sounds nice.
It is. And do you know what it is? I think it's about the fact that authenticity, really caring about the guest experience. That's actually, we survey couples, that's the #1 thing they look for when it comes to the wedding experience for loved ones. And they want to make sure that they have an excellent experience, that they get the best treatment. It's hospitality too, if you think about it. And at the end of the day, it's all about those details. We see it in the venues, what they're hiring, and all the different details that they do for the wedding day.
Outfits too, huh?
Outfits included. It's called aesthetics, wedding aesthetics. Have you heard of this term before?
No.
Okay, so they're called aesthetic dress codes. Basically, guests are also now becoming part of the decor, which is kind of fun.
What does that mean?
Okay, so let's say that you have a garden party wedding. You have a very specific color palette to your guests, and it sort of just blends in beautifully with the wedding day photography too.
Oh, so you tell them what to wear?
Sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of.
No, I didn't.
Spend that money, come to the wedding, and oh, by the way, here's what you're wearing.
Got it.
What is Meadowcore?
Okay, so Meadowcore is basically a trend that we've seen. We've seen a lot of cores, right, from the Gen Zers. Now that 41% of them are now getting married. What it is floral displays that are ebullient. They're everywhere. They have it around the cakes. So all of these florals around the cakes. It's this idea that it's wild, it's authentic, it's beautiful.
You mentioned Gen Z. I mean, that's the largest part of the wedding market right now. What are you seeing in terms of them versus previous generations in terms of how they're executing?
Okay, well, indeed, Gen Z has entered the chat. We're going to acknowledge it. We're here now. They are taking up 41% of the market. They're super focused on values-driven wedding planning. And what this means is like hiring folks who really align with their personal values, their tastes. This is a generation that is going vintage shopping. They're looking at Etsy shops, and they're thinking about all of those little details from an authentic point of view. And it's really coming into the wedding planning day. One more note on Gen Z, by the way. They are actually taking action before they get engaged.
What do you mean?
as in like they're looking up venues. They're looking up.
Seems a little presumptuous.
It does.
Well, you know, sometimes if you want to get married in September, October, aka peak season, you have to get booked early.
Okay.
So some of them are actually booking the venues.
All right, real quick, let's talk diamonds. Lab-grown diamonds have taken over.
My favorite topic. Let's talk about diamonds and sparkle. Indeed, 61% of couples are now going for lab-grown diamonds. Why? The big question is why? Well, yeah, exactly, and bigger. We're seeing bigger stones and more sparkle, and yeah, the Gen Zers, they get it.
Okay, Esther, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We're back in the third hour, and Jenna and Chanel will be wrapping us up for the fourth.
Right after a quick check, I'm still trying to process some of this information. Right after a quick check of your local news and weather. I mean, you're going on like your third.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.